Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and happy Easter Sunday. As I'm filming this right now, it is obviously Easter Sunday, and it will be released today on Easter. So just want to wish everyone a happy Easter. So today I'm going to be doing a first look at Holy War Battle Tactics. This is a 2 to 4 player biblical themed war game where one player is going to be controlling the House of David and the other one is going to be controlling the House of Saul. So this is a game by Drogeboy Creations. I want to thank Tim from Drogeboy for sending me this game for first impressions video. Like I said, this is a more like a streamlined war game. The age is 8 and up, so it is a little bit easier in rules wise when it comes to war games. So let me show you how this game is going, how this game works, how this game plays. And then I'm going to let you know my initial impressions on it. Again, this is heading to Kickstarter in May. I believe it's going to be May 1st. Of course, as always, there's going to be a link in the bottom of the description section of the Kickstarter and everything. So let's get to the table and let me show you how this game works. Okay, so this is Holy War Battlefield Tactics. Mind you, this is just a prototype. This game will look completely different when it is done. I, for one, know that there will be miniatures and other different types of standees. Again, this is just a prototype version. Also, I'm just giving you a basic rundown of how this game plays. Again, there are several other different campaigns in this, there's also a 3 to 4 player version to play as well. This is just these basic 2-player version that I'm showing you here. So we have the House of David, which is the purple, and the House of Saul, which is the blue. Now, when you're setting up, you're gonna go by the book here, and depending on which skirmish you play, there are certain points that you have to spend. So, as you can see here, there's tribesmen, footmen, warrior, scout, and archers, and then you have several different types of heroes, and they are each worth a certain amount of points. So you can only have a certain amount of points on the map for that type of game. So what exactly are you trying to do? Well, you're trying to defeat the hero that has the battle standard. So it's essentially like a capture the flag. Now again, I didn't show more of the warriors here, but also there are 2 different sides of these maps, so you can rearrange them the way you want. Mountains, this is the river and the plains area. So, and of course here you have the different types of terrain. You have roads, you have plains, you have forests, you have mountains as well right here. So essentially you are just obviously attacking each other, and you're trying to capture the flag here. Now, as you can see here, these are your soldiers. Again, like I said before, there also will be a meeple version and a different standee version as well. So as you see here, this is my footman. He has 2 health and 2 movement. When you start the game, you're going to be placing your warriors in your different colored box here. Anytime that they lose health, or gain health, they can they will put one of these under your soldiers or heroes. Now let's go over the heroes here. So I just picked 2. I have here Abner, who is a warrior, and also Hazer, who is a warrior. Now there's different types. So you have all these different types of heroes here. So let me just go over a few. Now you have the witch, which has all these special abilities that they can do on their turn. We also have a priest here, convert. So the priest can convert another unit to their side. So you can use these on your turn. You have the warriors as usual, and you have the prophet as well. Those are the 4 different types of heroes. So on your turn, you're gonna be spending your movement points. So like this guy here, this is a scout. He has, an archer. He has a total amount of 3 movement, but he only has 1 health, but he has range. So usually archers, they have a range, excuse me, of five of I'm sorry, excuse me, of three. So our archers have a range of three. So obviously, if I am close to somebody in three range, I will attack that person. So how does attacking work? So if I am the archer and I'm in the range of my opponent, I can attack. Or if I was a warrior and I was adjacent, I automatically attack my opponent and deal damage. Now, there are special abilities that the heroes have that can block this damage on their turn when they're getting attacked, and they can prevent you from taking damage. Again, also be mindful of certain special abilities that some of these heroes have. Now, as you can see here, we have the different types of terrain. If any of my warriors or soldiers will end up on a road, we get an additional movement on here. Now, anytime my ranged go in a forest, they cannot attack from a forest. The forest blocks them from from attacking in that spot. So you got to be a little strategic in the way you're going to go after your opponent. Again, now there's different types of skirmishes that you can play. So in the first one, there is 45 points. So you could have 45 points worth of warriors on your map. Again, you get to choose which types of warriors you want on there. So like I said, you have the regular type of warrior, you have the archer, you have the scout, you have the tribesman, which is, excuse me, no, not. You have the tribesman, which is right here as well. And again, the purple player has the same type as well. So all you are trying to do is capture your opponent's flag. Again, so you're moving your warriors the way you want, and as is your opponent, and trying to capture each other's flag. So you got a little bit of like a chess match going on over here, in a way. But so that is essentially how you play the game. Again, this is a pretty light war game. So let me go back to the and check. Let me know what my initial impressions are. Okay, and that is Holy War Battle Tactics. So initial impressions. This is a very easy game to table, and I consider this a family-style war game. I know it's a weird thing to say, but that's what it is. I compare it to more like a chess-style war game in the way that there's no dice, there's no cards. It's very, if your character is in range, it can attack another player. Same thing. If it's in range, if you have the regular warrior, you have to go next to somebody. So it's a big mind game on how you want to deploy your troops and stuff. So, and then in the beginning of each game, depending on what kind of skirmish you're playing, you have a certain amount of points to spend on which warriors you're going to have in the game. Warriors and heroes. Sometimes you can have one hero if you want, 2, 3. But again, they're going to cost more points than your regular troops. So it is very. I like that. I thought that was very interesting. How you're pretty much creating your own army in the beginning, and again, you're seeing your opponent as well, what they're doing. So you can. There's no reason for this to be off balance or anything unless you mess up yourself. Again, this is a prototype, like I stated before, so don't judge the way this game looks. And I know there's going to be minis in the mass production copy, and also believe there's going to be a different standee version that looks a little more clear. Again, I know because this was just a prototype. It's not how the game is going to look. But yeah, it's also very easy to table. The rules were very well done, weren't complicated. There were a few things I had to go back and forth in the book for, but again, not a big deal. Game took about 30 to 45 minutes. Again, depending on who plays, if you're heavily AP, because like I stated before, this is very chess-like. So if you're that type of chess player where you're staring and looking at your move for 5-10 minutes, then yeah. But normally this game will go about 30 to 45 minutes. So I do recommend it for people who want to get into war games, and also for young with young families, for young kids. I do think this is a family style game. You know, it's not like I said, yeah, it's a war game, but again, it feels more chess like. There's no background flavor text or anything, so the theme is not really there. You have that biblical theme that's like pasted on there. You have all the biblical characters. I do like how there's all these different heroes. They all pretty much do like different things. So it changes up the game, so it adds to that replayability. So I do recommend this game. Like I said, I'll be posting a link to the Kickstarter in the description section. Thanks again to Tim from Droge Boy for sending me this prototype. I apologize it took so long. A little crazy over here. But again, just in time. The Kickstarter is going to hit in a few weeks. So that's going to do it for today, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Help like, subscribe to this video. Help this little channel grow. We are growing every day. But yeah, again, I recommend it. I have a positive first impression. So like I said, it is a light family-style war game that is easy to table and quick to play. So that is Holy War Battle Tactics. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great one, and again, happy Easter.